let's get back to those locker beef. Conditions have been a little rough, but I did get them in the 40 acres here. We're feeding them some hay. They have access to grass, and I've been giving them some cake. I like this setup for feeding steers. They've got access to some native grass. They've got a lot of hay. They don't have to move around too much to get feed. And we're feeding them the cake. We'll start them tomorrow, maybe next day on grain. These guys have been grass fed till this point. We're only gonna feed them for 2 months. Feed them grain for 2 months. Ranch raised on grass, 2 months of grain. Make a nice finish on them. Driving into town, we're gonna pick some feed up at the mill. Locker beef feed. Made it to my local mill yesterday. Got some feed for the locker beef. We're gonna start them out slow. I think I'll start them with 2, maybe 3 pounds a piece. We'll weigh that out. Got my scale zeroed out for a bucket. 5 locker beef, 15 pounds, 3 pounds a piece. Three pounds a piece of this grain mix from my local mill. They call it prime time. Crude protein 10%, crude fat 4.5%, crude fiber 4%, and a nice mix of minerals and vitamins. And there's the sunflower meal range cake we always use. These are some locally made alfalfa cubes. 12% protein. They love them. Manzanola Feeds, local to my area. Crude protein, 15%. I thought it was 12. Crude fat, 2%. Fiber, 33%. Good stuff. One ingredient, coarse chopped sun-cured alfalfa hay. They'll eat those alfalfa pellets and the cake, but they're still learning how to eat the grain. They'll get with it, and then we'll ramp up the amount we feed them. Let's go get those locker beef. I like to move these steers in and out of the corral. I bring them in every morning to feed them their grain. This makes them more gentle and easier to move. It's day 6 for giving the locker beef their finishing feed. Let's go check it out. They're all getting with the program now. When you first give them that grain, they don't eat it very well. They're learning. Also, they still get out of the corral every day, out on pasture. So that's how this year's locker beef project's going, 2024/2025. Just starting the finishing feed. What a jackass. Here's the ranch's old Fairbanks scale. We'll get those steers on, see what they weigh, and see how they're going. Not today. Got a little mouse problem in here. There it is, antique scale. Love using this thing. It's always fun to weigh them the first time and then weigh them throughout the process, see how much they're gaining. These guys are about 19, 20 months old. If you have any guesses on their first weight, put it in the comments. If you would like to follow along on this project, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And I hope to see you next time at the Windmill Garden.